Think for a moment about the steady, rhythmic hum of a diesel engine on a lonely midnight highway. 12 billion tons of cargo moved across the vast expanse of America with nothing more than the flick of a switch and a satellite GPS signal. Today's drivers are masters of technology, navigating in climate-controlled cabins with plush seats and instant communication. But if we peel back the layers of time, long before the asphalt and the neon rest stops, there was a different kind of thunder on the trail. It was the thunder composed of creaking wooden wheels, heavy ironclad axles, and the ragged, desperate breath of 20 exhausted mules. Welcome back to Vintage Shots. Today, we are looking past the romantic, polished legends of gunslinging cowboys to the men who truly moved the world, the freighters. Without their unyielding grit and the raw power of their animal teams, the American West would have remained nothing more than a ghost of a dream, an unreachable wilderness. We often hear that the West was won by the iron horse, the mighty locomotive. And while it is true that railroads began carving through the wilderness in the 1840s, they had a major practical flaw. They could only go where the tracks were laid. They would drop mountains of supplies at major hubs and bustling towns, leaving the most dangerous, grueling work for someone else. This is where the heavy freight wagons entered the story. They were the indispensable last-mile delivery system of the 19th century. From the desolate, high-altitude mining camps of Colorado to the scorching, remote ranches of the Arizona Territory, every single bag of flour, every heavy mining drill, and every precious ounce of silver ore depended entirely on animal power. Without these freight trains of wood and bone, the expansion of the West would have ground to a halt in the dust. Freighting during this era wasn't just a tough job, it was a massive, high-stakes empire. Large companies like Russell, Majors, and Waddell dominated the Great Plains, eventually expanding to move goods through the legendary Santa Fe Trail. In the Southwest, the name Charles T. Hayden became synonymous with wide-reaching logistics. Perhaps the most fascinating figure of all was Remy Nadeau, known widely as the king of the desert freighters. In the 1860s, his teams moved silver and vital supplies across California and New Mexico with a precision and scale that would rival modern shipping firms. Then there was Frank Shaw, the man who famously hauled the very first loads of borax out of the sun-scorched depths of Death Valley using the legendary 20 Mule teams. These men weren't just drivers sitting on a bench, they were the chief executives of the wilderness, managing massive fleets of living engines. Yet, despite their vital role in building a nation, the men who actually drove these teams, the mule skinners and the bullwhackers, occupied the very lowest rung of the social ladder. The work was brutal, filthy, and defined by a crushing sense of isolation. A freighter lived a life apart from society, often going weeks without seeing another human soul or experiencing the comfort of a roof. They didn't have cabins or soft beds. They slept on the hard, cold earth or huddled together under the massive wheels of their wagons for shelter. Many of these heavy wagons didn't even have seats, forcing the driver to either walk for miles in the choking dust or ride the wheel animal, the mule closest to the wagon, where they endured the constant bone-jarring vibration of the trail. They were a rough, tough, and often unrefined breed of men, known for their colorful language and lack of social graces. However, a veteran freighter could earn $80 a month, which was nearly 5 times the salary of a frontier soldier. They were the elite, high-paid operators of their day, even if the polite world chose to look down upon them. The engine of the 1800s was entirely biological, and choosing your team was a decision of life and death. Oxen were the budget-friendly tanks of the trail. At $65 a pair, they were slow and steady, plodding along at a mere 2 miles per hour, but they were incredibly strong and could survive on whatever grass they found along the way. Their massive horns weren't just for defense, they provided crucial balance as the animals strained to hold back tons of weight on steep mountain grades.
Mules, on the other hand, were the Ferraris of the desert. They were smarter, tougher, and significantly faster than oxen, capable of pulling over a ton each, but they were high maintenance, requiring expensive grain and precious water, a rare commodity in the dry Southwest. Imagine the sight of a massive borax team, 20 mules long, pulling a caravan that was essentially a moving mountain of cargo across 160 miles of white-hot salt flats. The terrain itself was a constant enemy. There were no real roads, only trails carved by sheer persistence and the weight of thousands of wheels. Freighters faced mountain passes so narrow and steep that a single moment, a loose rock, or a momentary loss of focus meant certain death for the entire team. In early 1886, near the town of Uri, Colorado, a massive snowslide wiped out 16 mules and a mail carrier in a single heartbeat. When the great rivers flooded, like the Gila in Arizona, these men didn't wait for bridges that didn't exist. They built makeshift rafts, disassembled their massive cargo, and ferried every single pound across by hand, only to put it all back together on the other side. The wagons themselves were marvels of frontier engineering, built of solid oak and iron, with back wheels standing 7 feet tall just to clear the boulders and debris of the untamed path. When fully loaded with 35 tons of ore or machinery, these trains became an unstoppable force of human will. By the year 2010, the world had begun to shift. The internal combustion engine was no longer a dream, and asphalt began to slowly bury the old dusty ruts of the frontier. The era of the heavy freight wagon vanished almost overnight, leaving behind only the rusted skeletons of wheels in ghost towns like South Park City, Wyoming. But their legacy is not gone. It lives on in every highway we travel and every truck that passes us in the night. These pioneers paved the way for modern civilization with nothing but sweat, wood, and iron. If these rare photographs and stories of the old ways moved you as much as they moved me, please let us know in the comments. Which animal would you have trusted your life to on a dangerous mountain cliff, the steady ox or the intelligent mule? To keep exploring the hidden soul of history through these vintage shots, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Vintage Shots. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss a frame of the past. Thank you for walking the trail with us today. Respect the past, honor the journey, and we will see you in the next video.